Sometimes the block to clairvoyance is rooted in our distant past. Even people who don't believe in reincarnation will agree that significant events in history are still affecting our world today. One is the Inquisition, in which thousands of people were burned, hanged, tortured, and robbed during the 15th century because they had spiritual beliefs or practices that were contrary to the reigning church. The pain of that event and other witch hunts through history still reverberates in the present day, and ancient echoes that cry, "Conform to accepted beliefs or suffer the consequences." Fear is the result as well as a stain in the spiritual closet, which leads us to keep our psychic abilities and spiritual beliefs a secret. But how do you know if a past life wound is blocking your clairvoyance? The signs include the following. You consider yourself to be a non-visually oriented, that is, you don't visualize easily. You rarely remember dreams, and you don't really focus on how people or things look. You have few, if any, psychic visions. You feel tense or worry every time you think about opening up your clairvoyance. You have an undefined sense of anxiety about becoming a psychic, as though you get into trouble or you will be punished by some individual or even by God. When you think about people being burned at the stake or hanged, your body reacts strongly with chills, shivers, breathing changes, or tension. In contrast, here are the signs that childhood experiences have blocked your clairvoyance. You saw angels, sparkling lights, or deceased people when you were a child, but your psychic visions diminished as you grew older. You're a highly sensitive person. You were teased by being crazy, evil, or weird as a child or adolescent. You worry what your family will think if you reveal your psychic gifts. You're afraid that if you open up psychically, you make life changes that will disappoint or harm your loved ones. A past life regression by a certified hypnotherapist or via a vehicle such as this course is the most effective way to release these blocks. Your unconscious mind won't frighten you with memories that you can't handle, so please don't worry that a regression will overwhelm you. By far the most common block to clairvoyance is trying too hard to see. As I touched upon earlier, when we push or strain to do anything, we get blocked. That's because any type of pressure stems from fear, which originates in the ego, and the ego is 100% not psychic. We try too hard when we fear, deep down, that we might not be able to achieve something, and attempt to force it to happen. The underlying negativity, however, can undo hours of positive affirmations and manifestation efforts. The fear becomes a negative prayer that unfortunately attracts self-fulfilling prophecies. So how do we remove the spiritual blocks? Everyone has psychic blocks to one degree or another, so the point isn't to be completely clear of them. The objective is to be aware of them and deal with them promptly as they arise. Sometimes we become ashamed of our blocks and we don't admit them to ourselves or to others. Yet the blocks are nothing to be ashamed of. They are, however, areas of our lives that require our attention. Healers aren't people who are without issues. That would nearly be impossible in this world. Rather, they are those who are aware of their issues and strive to avoid letting them interfere with their divine life mission. Nonetheless, we can mend and release hang-ups that block us psychically. These healing techniques and tools can also have a positive result on other life areas. in addition to clairvoyance. Sometimes when you're sleeping, your skeptical mind is also at rest. That's why it's a perfect time to engage in spiritual healing. With the skeptical mind asleep, your ego can block the angels from performing miracle hearings on you. So, as soon as you're ready to open up your clairvoyance, ask your angels and anyone else in the spirit world with whom you work to come into your dreams. An example of how to do this is praying to the Archangel Raphael. Archangel Raphael, I ask that you enter into my dreams tonight. Please send healing energy to my third eye and wash away any fears that could be blocking my clairvoyance. Please help me see clearly with my spiritual sight. Cutting cords to family members. If you realize that you're afraid of your mom's judgments about psychic abilities, for instance, you can use the cord cutting techniques described later on this course and direct those towards cutting the cords of fear connected with your mother. Repeat the process for any person, family member, or otherwise, whom you worry will have a negative reaction to your clairvoyance. In addition, cut the cords with any individual from your past who ridiculed or punished you for being a psychic. When I was preparing to come out of the spiritual closet and admit my clairaudience, I was naturally concerned about negative consequences. A recent head injury during 2008 during an accident had opened up my third eye, and I have found out that I could see the chakra systems of people and the negative emotions trapped inside. But I was afraid to openly admit this clairvoyance by risking my reputation as a professional. I think that you will find helpful to have the encouragement of someone else who's in similar situation that you are. You can also consciously look for support in metaphysical meetings held in bookstores. Some churches that are religious science or psychic development courses might help, even internet bulletins and forums talking with other people in the intuitive arts. In some aisles on different bookstores or stores, you can find past life regression sessions. You can also attend a hypnotherapist. A lot of the psychic blocks that I see in people stem from their past life wounds related to being psychic, a healer, a channeler, or maybe had been, for example, like a tarot card reader in another past life. As I mentioned earlier, it makes sense to go through a past life regression to clear them. Most certified hypnotherapists are trained in giving such regressions. Your only task is to find one with whom you feel comfortable, because your trust in the regressionist is the key to your ability to let go and allow your unconscious memories to surface. You can also, like I said, do this at home with a past life regression CD. Doreen Virtue has a CD called Past Life Regression with the Angels, which is really helpful. Let's look at some positive affirmations. I am amazed by how many bright, knowledgeable metaphysicians complain that they are just not visual. When I point out that this statement is a negative affirmation, they realize that these words are blocking their clairvoyance. Then they begin using positive statements to describe what they desire instead of what they fear. For example, you should say, I am highly visual. I am profoundly clairvoyant. Are examples of positive affirmations to say to yourself. Even if you don't yet believe it that they're true, trust me, reality always catches up with your affirmed thoughts. There are also special angels for every situation, and psychic development is not exception. The angels of clairvoyance monitor and minister your third eye chakra, helping you develop a spiritual sight. So mentally you can say something like, angels of clairvoyance, I call upon you now. Please surround my third eye with your healing and clearing energy. I ask for your help in fully opening my window of clairvoyance now. Thank you. You'll probably feel tingles and air pressure changes in your head, especially between your two physical eyes, as the angels of clairvoyance do their healing work. Lifestyle improvements, and know this one work greatly on me. There is a huge correlation between how well you treat your body and the vividness of your clairvoyance. Your visions are always sharper, more detailed, and more accurate when you're engaging healthful lifestyle. Exercise, proper rest, getting outside regularly, eating a light plant-based diet, and avoiding toxins in food and beverages help you to be a clearer channel of divine communication. Your angelic experiences might involve what you see, either while awake, asleep, or meditating. There are many ways to sort the true visions from the false ones. In the next video, we're going to talk about clairsentience, which is the emotional or physical feeling when you can feel the presence of the angels are near you. And we also going to talk about what things happen or what things can you feel, see, hear, or smell when there is a presence near you. I'll see you in the next lesson.